What made you decide to take on this project?
I wanted to do a cool portfolio piece, basically. I started from nothing, like from a sphere. I thought I could learn a lot by doing this concept. And then I found a plugin that does it automatically. And I was like,
oh wow.
Oh, that looks way better. And it took 5 minutes. So
sick.
I ended up acting it out. And I couldn't choose between should I spend time on her interacting with her gun or with her tank, so I did both.
You said, I bet you learned so much having to start. You know, you kind of accidentally did what I think I would recommend people do. Hello and welcome to Pixel Peeps, the show where we take a deeper dive at some of today's best digital artwork along with the artists that created it. Today, I have with me Lucrezia Romeo. She's a character artist at Slow Clap. Today, she's gonna share with us how she created this epic waste punk character. Before jumping into today's episode, I wanted to let you know that my online course is now available all the time as an on-demand style course. So this is the same course that I live hosted 3 times. It has over 70 recorded lessons. I re-recorded all the lectures to work so that you can do it now at your own pace. This is, I think, now the best version of the course because now it works for most people. So it's the same structure with even more content than before that now you can do at your own pace, and the Pro Tier students even get weekly live stream access. So we still have a live hosted component that now I think works better for everybody. So if you're interested in learning more, you can check it out at characterclass.com. That'll be linked down below along with Lucrezia's final artwork so you can check it out in its full glory. So without further ado, let's jump into this episode with Lucrezia Romeo. So let's talk about waste punk. Obviously, I think this is great. I reached out to you when I saw it. It's a really cool character vibe, like style. Obviously, the quality is great. I want to talk about the hair and everything, but the presentation too, I think just took it to another level. So much personality, everything feels like an actual full budget game character. So anyways, just congrats on an epic project and excited to talk to you about it. I know we chatted a little bit about it and you said it sounded like it took a long time and it was epic. So I imagine ups and downs. So I just kind of want to get into that. We could start at the beginning of what made you decide to take on this project. How did it start?
First of all, I started this project while I was still a student. So I wanted to do a cool portfolio piece, basically. There was this concept about this artist, Hong Bo-young, and I thought it was really cool because there was a little bit of everything. There was leather, skin, clothes, a gun. I thought I could learn a lot by doing this concept because it was the full package, basically. So that was the start of it. And then also I got the opportunity from a website to record the process and do a voiceover and kind of a tutorial. So I was like, great, I can do a cool portfolio piece and a tutorial 2 in 1, basically. In the end, I gave up on the tutorial because it was too much work.
Yeah.
But that actually pushed me to do everything from nothing, basically. I started from nothing, from a sphere.
Oh, wow.
And in my head, I was like, okay, I have to do everything, the whole process from the start to integration in Unreal. It was quite an ambitious project.
Absolutely. Maybe more ambitious than you realized, I would.
Yes, definitely. Because it was maybe my third big character project.
Yeah.
And I was still learning a lot, so that's why it took so long. I started it in the summer before my last year of school. From the start, it maybe took 1.5 years, basically working on it on the side, alongside my studies, searching for a job, and then starting my first job. So
congrats
this project saw me grow. Yeah, it was really ambitious, and I didn't know it at first. It took so long, and the thing is, I improved a lot, I think, from the beginning to the end. So I kept redoing things because so much time would go between sessions where I would work on it.
Yeah.
So I would see all the mistakes and things that didn't look good. And then I would have to be okay, I need to fix them.
I did a project in the last couple of years that ended up taking more than a year to finish. And when I say that, I think some people think, what? It doesn't look like you worked on it for a year. Maybe they think that, but that's, like you said, that's not what's happening. It's that you put it down for a while and also you completely redo things. And so it's not an efficient, it's not like you're starting in a corner and a year and a half later goes by, but it's a big kind of organic ordeal. So you said it took you 1.5 years and you didn't realize. So that, I think that could be kind of a blessing, not knowing how much work it was going to be. because, you know, now that you know and you're on the other side of it, you might be a little apprehensive to take on a project like this again. But like you said, I bet you learned so much having to start, you know, you kind of accidentally did what I think I would recommend people do, which is like, hey, let's start, you know, fundamentals. You're like, you know, having to build it up from a sphere, make a base mesh, do the texture. You're going to render it in Unreal. You're recording yourself, which has benefits. You know, you're doing it under these certain pretenses, but you actually did kind of this thesis project, if you know what I'm saying, that kind of forces you to go through the whole process and eventually, you know, you have a strong work. Yeah. So I think I would recommend that to people intentionally try to do that. It's going to be a lot more than you think, but yeah, I think it was kind of a blessing. And then I wanted to also know, would you say, did this work have anything to do with your job that you got? Did it just publish before that?
Well, that's a funny thing. Like for me, it was, okay, I'm going to do a really cool piece to find a job. But actually, the studio I'm in, I did an internship with them.
Oh, okay.
And so that's why they wanted to bring me back, basically. And yeah, I posted this recently. Well, I already had my job. So, so no, it actually had nothing to do with it. But I still wanted to finish it because all the time invested in it, I had to finish it. And also the thing is, I had a lot of fun making it because like I did also the animation and the skinning and all of that was new to me. And so I was always learning something and always in the need to improve what I just did. So it kind of like was never ending, but then I was like, okay, it's over. I need to do something else.
I can't wait to get to like the animation and stuff and the rendering, but maybe like just high level, like what are the main tools and software you used?
So I started with ZBrush, then did the retopology. Actually, I projected a base mesh with ZWrap, I think it's called.
Oh, okay. Where'd you get the base mesh?
It's a base mesh from an artist called Vincent.
Oh, okay.
And so I did also like the cleanup of the topology and stuff on 3ds Max. The UVs, I used Rhythm UV.
How'd you like that?
Oh, I liked it. It was great. I really liked the UVs, like the fact that I could square out my UVs.
Yeah, that's cool.
I really liked that.
Okay.
Yeah. That works really well. Then I used a Substance Painter for all the textures. The hair textures, I used Fibershop to make them.
Yeah, I think that's great. Yeah, much easier other ways. Yeah, like action and stuff. And they come up good. I mean, it looks good. What's this rendered in that we're looking at now?
This is in Marmoset. Because at first I wanted to put it in Unreal, but then I was kind of too lazy to put it there.
Yeah, it's easy to do Marmoset.
Yeah.
Well, what about rigging and animating?
And all that was in Blender. So I was... I used a plugin called Auto Rig Pro, which helped me have a base, but I still had to all the skinning basically because of all the elements.
Yes. So you have secondary animation on some of these things. You have to like just use tutorials on like how to do like the grenades.
A lot of tutorials, yeah. So for instance, the grenades, all the things that kind of looked physics.
Yeah.
At first I did it by hand. But it didn't look that great. And then I spent a lot of time doing it by hand. And then I found a plugin that does it like automatically. I was like, oh, that looks way better. And it took like 5 minutes. So.
Sick. Okay. What do you remember the name of the plugin?
It was called Wiggle 2.
Wiggle 2.
Wiggle 2. Yeah.
Nice. Wiggle 1's trash. It's all about Wiggle 2. I'm sure there's some Blender users that'll be like, okay, cool, good tip. You just get a little bit nerdy about it before, and I'd love to see your source files. Maybe we could start with ZBrush in a sec. Like the animation, I mean, you're not an animator, right? I guess, and you were a student and stuff.
No.
Like, did you act this out? Like, there's a lot of really cool, like, you know, her looking at the gun with the eyes looks fantastic. Like, it looks very natural.
Thank you.
The timing and everything.
It took a lot of time. I think I spent like 5 months just doing the animation.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool. That's probably good for people to hear. Now, how many times? Because there's a lot going on in this. It's like a subtle description, right? It's like an idle turn, but then there's a lot going on. And when you started, how clear was your vision for the end? Or did you like end up shooting reference and acting it out or what?
Well, I could share like progress.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
At first, I spent so much time on this character. I would like to see it move. So it started like that. Then I was like, okay, what's the easiest thing to do? Oh, an idol. It wasn't easy.
No.
So at first, I just wanted to like make her breathe a little bit and like blink. Something really simple. Then I was like, oh, there is so many elements to her design. Like maybe she could interact with her tank or her gun. So at first, she was just like turning the valve of her tank. And then it didn't look really natural because she didn't move her legs. So I ended up acting it out. Like I couldn't choose between should I spend time on her interacting with her gun or with her tank, so I did both. I could show the difference. Yeah,
let's do it. I would love to see some behind the scenes. Let's start with ZBrush and just see like the origin.
So this is the first file I have, so the
Oh,
blockout. As you can
cool.
see, it looks a bit scary, but
Yeah, but you can see the muscles and everything. I see. So you got everything
yeah.
separated.
So basically in school, I learned that to start from scratch, you can like block out all the muscles in different meshes. Move topologize, you can move things separately.
Yeah.
And
And
there's
then
a
kind of
dynamic
melt it all
subset.
together is the end goal.
Yeah, exactly. So even for the face, so that was
Cool.
the start.
Wow.
I blocked every element in. So that's for the body, but of course the other stuff I used a lot of Q cubes. I really like them to kind of have a low poly inside my high poly.
Yeah, great.
So even the skirt, I think I started it like that with no thickness, just very low, very basic. Yes, so yesterday I did a little compilation of every file I had.
So about this block out, this is what I teach people to do too. But I've noticed it's hard for people to do, to like A, block everything out before you start finishing stuff, and B, make it as simple as possible. So did you have like an instructor or something? Because it's pretty good discipline. Like the fact that you have a knee pad that has 5 verts. It's like, you know what I mean? That's what it should be. So yeah, I think it's good for people to see. And being a student, you must have had some sort of instructor.
Yeah, I had a great teacher called David Vardagnon, and he's the one that showed us this technique. I think one thing I struggled with the most was the anatomy, because it's hard.
It's hard, yeah.
And I'm not a pro with it, so there is some proportions errors that I fixed later on. At least I was like, okay, there is everything. It doesn't look that great, but there is everything. And then we can start refining it and making it prettier.
Exactly.
So yeah, that was the first thing. So as I said, all the things that wasn't the muscles or the body, use the Q cubes to start. So they already have like polygroups and some edges. So for example, this.
Very simple. Good.
I use the Z modeler to do this. And then yeah, sometimes I just use some dynamic subdivision too, so it looks a little bit better. But
I don't know if you remember how long this took, but this also generally takes longer than people might think to do a block out.
Maybe like 5 hours, I would say.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty fast. Nice.
Yeah, but then because there was a lot of errors, I spent a lot of time like fixing the anatomy. So I think it takes longer than that but I was kind of impatient to do details. So
sure.
So that was the first step.
Yeah.
And I have every subtool here.
Oh wow. You can step through them. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, so let's see. So I merged every muscle together and did like Dynamesh and then Zero Mesh, I think. You can still see the muscles, but of course I put skin on top of it. So I started subdividing like the clothing here and put some folds. At first I think I wanted to really stick to the concept, like to do the same folds and everything. But then I thought that I would like to make it a little bit more realistic. Let me show you maybe the pure ref.
I noticed you had big style difference from the concepts.
Yeah, so that was another thing. Like I spent a lot of time changing the style, kind of. So
I see. You planned to be more similar?
Yeah, at first I was like, okay, I'm going to do like the same folds, really big, really stylized. I think I had some inspo from like Borderlands. And then I wanted to make it more like cinematic. So maybe like a League of Legends cinematic or something. So it kind of changed a lot. But at first I wanted to make it more stylized.
How did you do the folds in cloth, by the way?
I think it was just with the standard brush, just sculpting them by hand. And for the cape, because I wanted it to like fold on the tank, I think I used the gravity in ZBrush perfectly on the shape, because doing this by hand was a little bit of a pain. So I blocked out the hair also, even though I knew I would make hair cards, but you don't want to look at your character.
And also bald.
Being bald.
Same thing with the eyes, you paint them in and everything.
Yeah, because like to do the proportions of the face, even of the whole character, I put some color, because to see the silhouette of everything, I think it's better to have some color. So I actually kept poly paint for a long time. Then let's see, there isn't much difference with this one. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
So first proportion fix, the leg length, because in the concept she has really, really long legs.
I think they both work. I like long legs, That doesn't necessarily look bad to me, but
I think also, but they were just a little bit too long. So, So yeah, I think even with the proportions, I was kind of in a gray area of, do I make it really stylized or more realistic?
Yeah, so when you started, you thought it was going to be more stylized, and it changed a bit. You found it over time?
Yeah, exactly. So this is the point where like I kind of gave up recording the process.
Okay, yeah.
So I went back to open up my base mesh. So this is the base mesh from Vincent Meunier.
Okay, cool.
I used it to compare with what I had, like to compare the proportions. At first, it was just like to have kind of a guide because I was a bit lost with my anatomy here. And so I fixed some proportions. It isn't exactly the same like proportions of the base mesh, but I used it as a guide, especially for like the arms because they were a bit too stiff. So that's where it started to.
She got a little longer
jump
now
up.
again.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Then she will get a little bit shorter again. You will see.
Okay.
It's kind of a mess.
Wash and stretch.
So I started to have more folds.
That looks good already. Yeah, nice and chiseled back and forth.
But with the dam standard a lot to make them sharp. So yeah, there was kind of a big jump here and here, I think. Details like on the belts and stuff. This I just like painted.
Makes it easier that way you don't have to adjust two meshes.
Yeah, because I wanted to see how it would look for like committing to doing an extract.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the shoes. So the shoes, they were in a lot of different parts. So I estimated them, but you can see the stitches are like
separate models
floating. That was starting to like look a bit better with some sculpts. And yeah, the cape and the arm and stuff.
What are you feeling about when you start and when you're working on it? Are you intimidated about any of the parts, like the hard surface stuff? You know, I see you eventually make a gun. Like, is any of that?
Yeah.
Are you dreading any of that? Are you looking forward to?
Yes, kind of. Yeah, because it's not my strong suit.
Sure.
Thankfully, the design is pretty simple. You can see I blocked out really primitive shapes, and it was already kind of looking like it. So yeah, using Z-Modeler was kind of easy, and then like just breaking up kind of the hard edges. I think the arm is maybe the thing I'm the less happy about because I think it's not as detailed, but in the end, with texturing, I kind of added more details. So. Yeah. And the cape also, I struggled a bit with like the folds of the cape, and then I ended up having a reference that I like something like this, like the folds. Oh, here it was a big work on the face.
Okay, yeah. A little bit more natural, I guess.
Yeah, especially around the eyes. Like they were a bit too far apart, I think. I also sculpted the eyes, like radial symmetry. I think I followed your tutorial for that.
They look like my eyes a little bit.
Yeah, and I think I even started to put like some alphas to add some.
Now, when you're working on the face, you have a face section in your PureRef board. Do you have kind of a main person, or is it like a mixture? You know, what are you doing?
Well, there was a lot of like an anatomical reference from anatomy from sculptors.
Yeah, they're the best.
Sort of anatomy. Then I had some like photos, faces that I liked, and like I kept just traveling in all these references.
So you're kind of blending them naturally.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Like some styles.
Oh yeah, that feels good. Nice.
Yeah. So the eyes, actually, there was the two meshes. There was the cornea and the eye. So I think they're just behind them. Then I did this section.
Okay.
And just put the skin a bit out. For the bullets, because I knew I would have to repeat them all around, I kind of did them last using instances in ZBrush. I think it's called Nano Mesh.
I think I used that much.
Maybe
that's
I can.
Cool.
So yeah, just working on the folds and stuff and the face. I think even the face changed a bit. Or maybe I just changed the poly paint.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I added some fiber mesh to do the eyebrows and eyelash. I was tired of looking at this.
I think it's good. We've said it before, but yeah, just it's so important. You know, I do this and seeing other artists do this. I think it's in case no one is seeing, like getting it, like how much time and effort putting into like temporary assets just so we can see it, you know. It's important because it informs really decisions and
because it's too early to put it like in a lighting scenario, but actually I did in a lighting.
What did you use, like Marmoset or something?
Marmoset, yeah.
I've done this too, like early on when it's like definitely a mess, but just to get like a sanity check with actual shadows, like a ZBrush, you can't do that.
You kind of need to see it in a different context sometimes, but so that's where I put it. And even this one, like I think it was maybe the version before the one I just showed, just to see it with a nice lighting and see how it looks.
Get like a clearer picture of the end.
Yeah, because you don't want to have any surprises. You want to see exactly how it's going to look.
When you get that first ones you showed, how are you feeling when you render those? Are you like, like this one?
I think I was like, it's not looking so good.
It doesn't look bad, but I've done that where I do an early render kind of hoping, you know, and I see it and I go, you know, like I'm like, oh boy, I better keep working on this.
Yeah, that was kind of my reaction
I mean,
too.
it's not bad. It's not bad, obviously. But
I was like, oh, the face needs a lot of work here. And I was like, the arms, there's something off about them. But it's also, it helps like to give you more focus on what things you need to improve, especially the upper body, like all that.
Gives you a clear picture for sure. It's important to do.
So this is why it looks like the instances. They're actually just planes.
Weird.
Shows
okay, I don't
you
think I've ever used this then.
And it shows you the bullet, but because I merged it, now it looks like that.
Oh, like, okay,
But,
yeah. But in
before you actually accept the instances, they don't really exist. They're just cards. So that's why it looks like this.
Oh, they are cards
kind of
even
weird.
in ZBrush when you're using it.
Yeah. But
Weird.
you can preview them as the instance that you want. So in my case, the bullets. I think I shortened her neck a bit.
Little adjustment.
Yeah, because of the cape. Like I didn't realize that she had a really long neck, but it was important for me to also like see what it looks like behind.
Sometimes when you work on a character with clothes, and then when you take them off, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, and even here, like she has kind of a weird neck, so I fixed it later. Like she kind of had a thick neck. Then,
and there's the gun makes an appearance.
Yeah, actually it made an appearance earlier on. Okay. Let's see.
And so you made that all in ZBrush too. You start your model.
Yeah, also with a Z modeler. So very simple. Also, you can see the polygons and then.
Good.
And like for this, did an extract and Dynamation. Sculpted on top of it. And then the final sculpt, I think I stopped there. Oh, there is no poly paint because I moved it.
You don't bake with poly paint?
No, it was just for preview. I didn't actually use it. Just to see how it looked like. This was the final sculpt.
Nice.
I also added like this little mesh to bake the
nice.
waterline.
The waterline.
And yeah, I think I stopped there for the sculpt.
How'd you do the low poly? You wrapped the body, but are you doing, retopology? And you use Max to do it?
In ZBrush, I used Z-Wrap to project this topology because it has a really nice topology. And so actually, because she has like quite tight clothes, I think I projected also like on the shirt, on the legs, like all this.
What about like the arms and gun, like when you have to do brand new stuff?
Yeah, so the hard through parts, because I blocked them out like this. Actually, I used like the low poly.
Nice.
And then I just added a big bevel.
And what made you choose Max? Is that what they teach in your school?
Yeah, that's why I used it. See the topology of the body? It's actually the one I project.
Yep.
But for the folds and everything, because I still wanted them to like pop out in the silhouette, I just did some cuts. I think I used Gauzy to go back and forth with a ZBrush and just project the high so it would pop out.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And to remove edges that I didn't like, it was, in Max, I just would select the ring like this and just collapse. And you can remove like edges really quickly like that. That's what I did.
And it doesn't mess up the UVs?
I did the UVs afterwards.
Oh, okay.
So for the skirt, it was the not the lowest low that I showed on my blockout, but maybe like subdivision 2 in the ZBrush, and then I just cut on it to have the folds. So that's basically how I did my topology. For those, like I did what I showed, like I did a lot of this to remove this.
So yeah, a big benefit of starting so low with all your block out.
Yeah, because I hate all this part. So I try to work in a way that I can reuse my low polys because I'm too lazy to do it from scratch.
How long did it take you to do the retopology?
Maybe like a week working on it for the hard to a little bit of bevels, yeah. Because like it was very low, as you can see the polygons and yeah.
And did the whole thing, am I seeing the whole thing came out to 109?
Yeah. That's
109K. Has the hair that has the gun.
Yeah. All the eyes, layers, and I could have gone lower, but because I wanted it to be for my portfolio,
that was pretty low. That's really. I think that's low.
Like especially for the legs, I think I didn't need all of those edges.
Oh yeah, it's fine. No, I wouldn't go lower. Well, okay. So how about modeling the hair though?
Okay, so the hair.
People could spend months on this.
Oh, it took a long time for me to. I think maybe I spent like 2 months on the hair.
Okay, there you go. Is it just basic modeling? Or are you doing anything special?
I use ZBrush. So I did the textures in the Fiber Shop.
Yeah, and then you applied them?
And then, like, basically, that's the scene I use. I just use the head. I have a lower project.
Yeah.
I did my own brush, EMM.
Okay. And the EMM has the UVs that you made?
Yeah, so basically, they are planes like that.
Yeah.
With a little bit of volume. And I unwrapped them. And I
already.
unwrapped each strand on a UV. So
I'm
so
following.
you can
yeah,
see like
so we're seeing the texture. This is cool. Like, forget you can preview alphas in ZBrush. So you have to do anything special for that?
So you just go into texture map, and then there is like transparent.
Oh,
Here you
boom,
can
boom.
activate it. Yeah.
Just as black and white?
Yeah, so I put like the black and white
I see.
alpha
So it just makes
directly.
black go away, right?
Yeah, that's it. You can see, I can show you a bit the textures like this. So this was like the thickest strand.
Yeah.
The easiest way to show it, but
No,
and it goes like from the
Yeah.
thickest to the thinnest.
If you wouldn't mind, on your texture map, if you like pull that up, it might
Yeah.
make it large. You see on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And then
So,
also because it's
here it
already
is.
mapped, you made an IMM for this project, for this hair. And so in your IMM brushes, you have the same kind of card, but it's the UVs are going, they're mapped to these regions.
Exactly. Yeah. So I used the Gauzy to unwrap them like in 3ds Max and re-import them in ZBrush.
And what's cool too is like when you doing that, people like that are completely unfamiliar, usually like make a sheet like this, you know, the idea is you want to cover like, here's the densest one that you would use for like the underlying layer, and then it gets thinner and more detailed kind of, you know, so you use more, you know, you would keep that general rule. But so that means your cards, like the ones that are heavier on the bottom, but this means that you could iterate theoretically on this texture even as you're modeling, because the UVs are mapped to these regions. So you could say, oh, I need a little bit more wave in it or whatever. And you could see the update in ZBrush if you load that.
Yeah, as long as you stay like in the same square of your UV, you can change everything. So I think I kind of did that. I did some iterations. I did some baby hairs because I knew that her haircut, like she would have a ponytail and bangs, and so I could use some kind of flyovers like this.
Well, that's cool.
And
using
because,
ZBrush for hair.
yeah.
How did you like that?
Oh, I really like it. So you can see I just like put the strand.
Yeah.
Then I use the bend curve.
I see.
And down.
Very cool, yeah.
I can use this.
That's cool. Still, 2 months
I
though.
think, yeah. And then I use like Marmoset to see in real time how it looks with the hair shader, because of course in ZBrush it's not the best way to preview how it looks. So there is a lot of layers, and like, so I start with this, double the mesh and just like inflate it a little bit, move all the UVs to another hair card.
How are you moving UVs in ZBrush though?
Well, I use the Gauzy. Yeah.
Okay, it sounds like you're really getting a lot of use out of Gauzy, which is cool.
Yeah, I use it a lot. I learned how to use it in my first job. They use it a lot also.
Okay, cool.
All the bridge,
It's one of those things I always feel like, should I be using that? But yeah, it's cool to see something you're using it a lot. It's good.
Yeah, because I like to stay in ZBrush, but sometimes you have to get out, and it's such a pain to like export it as a mesh.
Absolutely. I end up just like, trudging through in ZBrush trying to, think to myself, it'd be nice if but that's what it's for. So it seems like it's pretty solid if you're able to go back and forth. You want to try it on the next project.
So I did this to move all the UVs at once. Same for the bangs and the ponytail. And just layers of hair. Yeah. It ends up pretty good.
The more the merrier. Even just me looking at this, I would need to export the. I'd be having like an existential crisis. Like, is this gonna look good? I mean, because ZBrush looks so crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, this is good, right?
I kept going back and forth with the Marmoset because
once you see with the hair shader, you're like, oh yeah, thank God.
This was the first import in Marmoset, so she didn't even have hair at this point. It was also to see the eye shader.
Eyes are looking cool. Yeah.
A bit big.
I like big eyes.
This was I can show this later.
She's looking cool, like more. Yeah, she looks more arcane right there. She's
yeah, it was really the sort of the texturing. Like, I think I put some basic smart materials, just the colors and effort on the face. And so the hair, at first, it looked like this. I think.
Oh, look at all those. Hell yeah. Okay.
I tweaked a lot the color as well because I thought the gradient from root to tip was a bit too strong. You can see the strands appearing.
Yeah.
And then...
you can see a lot of the eyes change too.
Yeah, the eyes, I spent a lot of time...
Wow, look
change
at
the
that.
lighting a little bit.
The difference. Holy smokes. Here, can you step back a few? Cool.
Sorry.
The lighting got like cinematic. And then the hair changing the size. Okay.
Yeah,
it's also cool to
because,
see all this. Really, I do this with projects too. I mean, you have more than, well, for me, whatever. But the idea of like locking a camera and taking a picture every day or multiple times a day to track your progress. it's cool you have them all saved now. You can see the progression, but that you get a sense of the changes that does.
It's so important. I think I spent maybe a third of the time spent on the project. I was just doing this, like comparing the before and after, because sometimes you're just tweaking such a small thing and you don't even know if it looks better. And like sometimes it looked better before, so I had to go back.
Okay,
yeah, especially for the eyes, like there was a lot of back and forth. And of course, I used also the glasses, and I also used the eyelashes. I did a bit of space for them on the texture.
Okay, you put them down there. Gotcha.
I think this was for the eyebrows, but I ended up just painting them because there wasn't enough variation, and then I was too lazy for them.
Yeah, they can look weird with cards if you don't take your time and. Yeah, painting them I think is fine. Yeah, it would be great to see maybe what your substance painter scene looked like. So I can see your texture sets in here. So you didn't.
Yeah, I can show you.
You didn't initially split it.
Yeah, actually, I didn't. Like, I kept the whole body because I baked everything at once.
And then you split it.
And then I split it. So I kept. So this was the final result.
Okay,
I had a lot of layers. Yes. So maybe I should show like different layers.
You kind of show that it looks like you built it up from the bottom and then there's going to be a ton of dirt on top and everything.
Okay, first of all, I used this that I bought on our station, GB Skin. There is a lot of veins and stuff.
Color variation and veins, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to show the base color. So the skin color. I think I made her a little bit lighter later on. I think this was... because I had a bit of like volume from the sculpt, but for all the finer details I think it's better to just them in substance. So yeah, here there are all the pores. Then skin patches was that I think it's really subtle, but
all the textures that you're doing, are you authoring them in 4K?
Well, in the end, I think because very like close-up shots, I think I rendered it in 4K, but not sure it made even that much of a difference because I think in 2K it was okay also. But some moles, veins, noise, more noise. Some dirt now.
But so this is all part of that GB skin.
So that was like the base. I put some more AO. I think it's a good place to start.
Yeah.
To get more detail. Some more blush. Some little lines like scars. Then the lips. So the lips, I think I sculpted some details like directly in height because they were looking a bit smooth. This was just with height. Oh yeah, the nostrils, they can look a bit dark. Then I think I put some height in the eye bags. A bit too smooth also.
How long would you say you're spending in the face?
A long time because I think more than half of the time I spent on the project, like maybe half was in ZBrush and the other half was like in texturing, in marmosets, in substance, like seeing how it looks, doing renders and stuff.
I think that's generally the way it breaks down, half and half like that.
Half, yeah. So a lot of time. And then this was like, some yellow. Like, for face, you can put some yellow, red, and blue. So that's kind of what I did. Then I used, like, this was a free scan I found, and was actually from, like, of an old dude, so it wasn't the best scan for her. I still use it because it adds some color variation and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Looks like this.
And it looks like it's blending on overlay.
Yeah. And so I used the wrap, the same for the normal. As you can see, there are some wrinkles. Oh, here we go. So here you can see I put some height on this for the eye bags.
Okay, yeah, I see.
She's tired, it's the apocalypse.
Apocalypse and all, lots of walking, lots of killing. I bet people, also it's cool to see because, without it's a big difference when you see with the skin shader, with lighting. But yeah, it's like it's kind of harsh textures when you see it like raw. There's a lot of stuff. You're building up a lot of layers. There's a lot of interesting things everywhere. The height seems stronger than...
Yeah, but I think it's because it was like AO in the pores and it looks smoother in marmoset and the freckles. So I think I just painted them with like a scattered brush. So I do the SSS. So the freckles, I put them like SSS mask with less scattering. So they look closer to the...
Is that what happens?
The skin.
Okay.
I thought it looked good.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, whatever looks good.
So yeah.
Maybe let's get a look now at everything turned on. See the difference. It's cool. I like the blood and everything. Dirt, I remember.
And then I kind of spent time on the roughness like separately also.
Yeah, the roughness is the whole thing. Yeah.
Put some makeup also. It's quite important.
Definitely.
For women.
And actually, you have your makeup actually mask out the SSS.
Yeah, exactly. And the hair also. It's really important to put the hair in the SSS, or otherwise it looks crazy.
And so
a lot of dirt.
You said you painted the eyebrows? Hair by hair?
With the scalp, eyebrows. So yeah, I just painted them with like a brush. It's called hair something. One of these.
Cool.
You can actually see like the strokes. That's the hair, and then a lot of dirt on top of it. And then the finishing touches. So this is kind of like the thing I use for everything. A little smart material I made. A random painting that I just blur and put on overlay. Very low, but it does the difference to add some variation. Like it's really
very
subtle.
But yeah, I do the same thing. I got it from art directors, and I have like a rusty image that has green and blue and orange. The idea is to break up the right.
Yeah, exactly. Like I put it more, it looks like this. This one, it's the same thing, I think, but it's just I offset it a bit, the colors.
Okay.
Like just specks of colors. Like very, very subtle. I put it in saturation. That's why it's blue, but it looks orange. So it just adds some detail. Same idea with those, but it's just dark specks. And then I sharpen everything so it looks... So
this is like your finishing smart material?
Yeah, you can see the difference here. And yeah, that's it for the face, basically. I can show you a bit like with those renders as well, like the evolution maybe. So at first it looked like that. And if I just go on, you can see here I put some
dirtier,
and in the end, look like this.
Nice, so much softer, right? All that stuff amounts to like crispy details. I can see the tooth sharpness in the highlights, which is what you want.
I spent a lot of time on the face texture. And also something I didn't show that I can show maybe on ZBrush was last proportion fixes I did.
Okay, yeah. After you baked?
Yeah, after I baked, like directly on my low poly, I changed a lot of things. You see, that was my low poly at first from my high poly. I changed a lot of little things, like the waist, I made it a bit natural. It is more close to the scalp. The face also, if I can. It did a lot of different tweaks. It was easier to see what was wrong once all the textures were kind of done. That was tweaks, and you see at the end I made the whole head bigger for her body, but because I didn't, instead of just scaling the head, because like all my cameras were set up for my renders, I just the body instead of the head, because she had a bit of a small head for her body. That was some fixes, but they made the difference in the end. There are a lot of layers for this one because there's a lot of elements. So the skin, it was kind of the same thing. It was the same thing with a lot of dirt.
Do a quick overview, maybe just start at the bottom. Yeah, it looks like you have the different materials and folders.
Yeah, I have everything in different folders to keep track of everything, but colors also. So yeah, there are a lot of things. Well, first of all, I started with the skin. It was kind of the same thing then for the face.
Are you copying over what you made on the face, or having to redo it, or make it similar?
I think I redid it because I used the same like base, the same GB skin base, but then it was kind of the same thing. I think I just saved the colors for like the blush and stuff, the skin color, and then the tattoo. I put some...
You got some blur. Looks like maybe some... It looks like I can see the color variation a lot more in here too. Probably again before
So at first I just painted it, and there is some height, like just a tiny bit of height because of the ink that goes like... That bumps a bit the skin. Oh yeah, I used the font in Substance. And there is a lot of variation because this noise on top of it.
And what about for the denim and the leather? Are you starting with any materials or smart materials in Substance?
Yeah, I think I started with smart materials for almost everything to just have some kind of starting point.
Yeah.
For the leather, I started with leather stylized, which is a smart material from Substance. I tweaked it a bit, but it already looked really good.
Good already.
Yeah, on top of it, I put another smart material and used some of their layers, like this one. The damages. I think like there is some generator like this. Still painted above it. It looked a bit more in it too. Look, like especially around the button here, because the placement didn't make a lot of sense. It's really random. So I think the glove, the color. Oh yeah, I put less noise on the glove because it looked a bit too noisy. For such a big surface. Then for the glove, I put this, like the things that reflect light, with a little bit of metallic in there. Yeah, I think I baked an ID map, like for those parts, because they were supposed to be metal, and I just baked Yeah, so that's the leather.
Yeah.
Denim. I started with a smart material as well. This I think it was a fabric denim from Substance. Did some folds on top of it. I put the ambient occlusion, did it, some noise on top of it, blurred it, and in height. I wasn't so happy with my folds and too late.
Yeah, no, I like to do that too.
Added more contrast to the folds. I was too lazy to bake it again and go back in ZBrush.
I think it's good, especially memory folds. It's perfect to do in texturing.
Yeah. Then discoloration, more fibers in height. They were from the smart material, I think. Using the UV borders, I put the seams like where there would really be seams, but I still painted like this line here. Then some more AO. I think I kind of blurred it out on the normal. And I inverted this one.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think that's good to see for texturing. I'd love to see the blender and then maybe the final render scene. That'd be great.
There she is. That's the blender scene. So all the rig, as I said, I used this plugin called Auto Rig Pro, which creates all the controller and stuff. I still put my own bones and controllers for like the tank.
Hey, you'd have to do that with the hair and everything, like.
Yeah, also the hair, nades, like all the things that needed to have some physics to them.
But pretty easy to add your own bones to this?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Then you can just do your own controllers.
Yeah.
IK's setup, I didn't do it myself. I had some, but the developers, like, they answered really fast. So their plugin is really great.
Yeah, I've got it too, and I've heard it seems like the main one if you're going to rig in Blender.
It's a kind of facial rigs, but it didn't look that great. So I just ended up doing the eyelids, just a bit the jaw.
Cool.
There's still some issues if you look at
Sure.
I just did everything here, so I can show you a bit the different animations.
So you have layers. We're looking at layers then, huh?
Yeah. 2 layers, and like you can put them in like in add or multiply or subtract.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. This was the idol, but the arm is a bit broken because in the end her arm a bit on another layer. So that's why it looks broken here. But so this was just like the breathing pattern. And actually, fun fact, as you can see, like it's not going at full FPS. I started it on another PC, which was way worse. So I was actually like at 10 FPS. Notice. So actually, my animation is like going really fast if it's up like hard coding it in the Blender, like not coding it, but like where you can put that. I put the FPS somewhere. But just the breathing. Then I think I did the blink. I added the blink again so she can like double blink sometimes. I show just the break only. It's gonna look crazy because it's a layer. So that's why it looks like this.
Okay. Seen this so layered up before.
And this on top of the idle layer, it looks alright.
But I guess it's a way for you to just continue working on your animation kind of in a non-destructive way.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can build it up, and you can, if you mess up, you're like, I can just change this one part.
Here's the keys, all the keys. So I used kind of colors to help me like find this everything, and I tweaked the curves also. Really
cool and intimidating to see.
Yeah, but I didn't animate everything. It's a straight line like this. I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, you know, happens over and over again when I talk to people. Hey, this thing looks really cool, you know, how'd you do it? And it's like very carefully, took a long time. There's no like magic sauce or magic spell, you know.
Yeah, and like I recorded myself. It helped a lot. It was where I fixed the gun. Yeah. The Wiggle plugin that I talked about, like basically it puts a key for every frame. So it's kind of destructive, but the difference, like for instance, here it is without the wiggle, and with the wiggle, it bounces a bit more.
Oh yeah, wow.
I put wiggle on all the bones like this one. Okay, so it brings this tab, wiggle. You have to select the bones. You select all the bones and you enable the physics on them, bake them, and that's why it's destructive at the end. Like it does.
Oh, I see, but it's still a layer, or is it?
Yeah, it's still a layer on top of it. Like if I show it only this one, look a bit weird. Just like it's just gonna wiggle. It's a layer on top of. Yeah, and it takes into account the animation, of course. Move the more it wiggles, basically. It's really easy to use, actually. I'll show a bit if you want the different iterations of the animation.
Sure.
This was the first render I did.
Yeah,
I see the skinning super fast. That's where I realized that my FPS were laggy. I was actually doing it super fast. Skinning was really broken. Like she blinks with her hair. A lot of time on the skinning because of the tank and the strap and the cape. It's kind of a mess. to have something clean.
Oh, whoops.
Because it was taking time to render, I did it really low quality. Yeah. Here she breathes in a normal rate, and that was the first try like of her touching her tank.
Nice. When you did this, like, are you thinking to yourself, be her idol, and then you see it and you're like, I need to add more, or do you know that you're building something?
At first, she was just breathing.
Yeah.
The one I just showed before, then I was like...
You were like, that's what I'll do. She'll be breathing. And then you're like, oh, that's not enough?
Yeah, okay, exactly. Okay. I was like, oh, it's a shame she doesn't interact with anything.
Okay, cool.
Kind of... Then I was like, okay, she's gonna touch her tank. And then I was like, oh, but it seems so stiff. Yeah. Never ending, really. I think I was to a point where I would like animate her running cycle and do the whole game.
She's like in a game and you're like, that'd be cool if she could fight some monsters. And
so here I put some wind, I think, on the... Yeah,
the render's looking nicer though. Is this in
set?
Yeah. This is a Marmoset now.
Yeah.
So are you exporting like in FBX that has the animation baked? Is that the thing?
Yeah, exactly. Like in Blender when you actually it's from the plugin. They have their own export. You can bake the animations from the NLA strips, which has all the layers. So you can like either bake an action, but this it bakes everything. Okay, there she touches, like she really turns the thing. I didn't do the head break yet. Oh yeah, I did. Okay.
Nice.
It's a bit wonky. Eyes were going all around like I was trying stuff, but and I can show the end results.
And then you did a turn also, like a camera turn, huh?
Yeah, well, because if I show the animation like that, there's still like a lot of that natural. And I think the turn kind of like...
It helps.
Yeah, it helps. Too much attention to the... Yeah, exactly.
Looks cool. And the lighting in the scene came together too. It looks very clean, studio lighting, kind of cinematic.
Yeah, well, because I did the lighting like parallel. Oh, it was just a turn. But on my art station, you can see the full... Yeah, that was for the animation. It took so much time.
Yeah, like we talked about, normally it'd be like modeling and texturing are half-half. Did it end up being like a third now that you animated it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Because a year and a half, it took like 5 months, so yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I would have finished it a lot earlier if I didn't do the animation.
Well, I really think I brought it up recently as an example. I think it's a great presentation and, really brings the character to life in a big way. And like I said, it feels like it could be from a game. So it just really, I think, elevates the model to something more than just that. And yeah, it just makes it feel like a main character of a game and everything. I think it's great.
I'm glad. But I did put it in Unreal. I'll show you later. But I can show the scene maybe.
There we go.
So yeah.
So when you rendered your stuff for your portfolio post, was it Marmoset's path tracing?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like real time. You know what I mean? It's they call it ray tracing or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Makes it look nice. Yeah, it looks great like that. Mm-hmm.
Especially for the refraction in the eyes.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to.
Oh, yes, you're actually refracting. Okay.
Yeah. There's actually like the cornea.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you showed the cornea, but I thought maybe you just replaced it with some kind of game eye before.
Actually, I anticipated to have both a game ready eye, like with a parallax shader, and a ray traced eye for like the beauty shots,
Oh wow, you did it! Look at that! You did A/B comparison.
Yeah. So this one is like with the ray traced cornea on top of it, and this one there was just like parallax. In Unreal, I just put the metahuman shader, which does that basically. And to have this little like speck of lights.
Yeah. You did a light link or no?
Marmoset, the thing is you can't have like lighting channels, which I wish they had. I wanted to have this little speck. Yeah. So in the end, I actually did the shader, the extra shaders in Marmoset.
Oh no, I don't know about that.
And because I don't really know how to code, I helped myself with AI, and actually it worked.
Oh, sick! ChatGPT made some Marmoset shader.
Exactly. So if I put it bigger, you can see. Also, and you can tweak like the size.
So what is it that you made? What is it doing?
Well, basically, if I open it, it's just code. I don't
see that. I don't speak Matrix, so. Is this moving like an emissive shape on a UV?
Yeah, exactly. It's on the UV, and there is some parallax to it.
It's not.
Yeah,
based
I can
on the
move
light.
it.
It's not based on the light.
No, exactly.
Yeah, this is great. So it lets you put the highlight where you want.
Yeah, but because I didn't like mirror the UVs on one of the eye, which I should have done, I put it kind of in the center. But
that would
otherwise,
be sick if you mirrored the then you could.
Yeah, I
just
should have. So I just put it like on the middle and was like.
This is a good idea. This is a good idea.
Yeah, because like I actually did that in Unreal on their
That's what I was
shades.
thinking. I would want this in Unreal. Yeah, pass me
Yeah,
that.
well, on my on my project, I did a girl in Unreal, and actually, this is what I did. Like, I added the back here
Oh, cool.
on the shader a bit later. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, great. It's good.
Because it's really important, I think, this little speck.
It is, and I end
and
up
that
doing weird
way-
stuff. That's a good way to do it. That's a really good way to do it.
Yeah. So I was happy to have that.
Because you also it just makes me think so many things. Because if you had that, like you can make it more robust too. Even changing the shape.
Yeah,
lots of stuff
yeah,
you
yeah,
can do
yeah.
with it. Just it lets you
Yeah,
art
put the
direct
texture. Yeah, well, this is what I tried to do, but it didn't really work. So a circle was fine. But yeah, I would
circle's
like
fine.
to have
It looks good when it
yeah.
moves around. You could also, if you had it position a little bit based on your camera position, it would feel more like a reflection too.
Yeah. It's not perfect, but it's cool. Yeah.
I like it. So do you have an HDR and a few lights, or is it one crazier than that?
Yeah, basically that's it. It's not that crazy. So
What'd you use for an HDR? Did you get it
I
from
think
here? Or?
I got it from Marmoset, I think. I don't really remember, or I downloaded it on Polyhaven maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked the reflection it gave.
Yeah, it's also darker and moodier. It's like just more cinematic.
And then this roll thing. Really, I kind of liked the fact that it was a bit green.
Yeah, it has like
know.
a color cast to it that just makes it feel more cinematic.
Yeah.
And it's a little dark when you dim it like that.
Then the key. This was the key light.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to have like the triangle here, the Rembrandt.
Are you using area lights for this? Square lights or spotlights, point lights?
Yeah, spotlights, the rim lights.
Oh, so nice.
And the rim lights, I put a lot of different lights because I was kind of lost. I think some don't do anything actually, like this one.
So you just have like a folder full of rim lights.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did kind of a softer one, kind of like a harsher one, and the two together, they do something nice. And then for the renders where she doesn't move, I put some highlights, but it was just like for the beauty shots, basically.
Some highlights.
Yeah, like for example, the all those emistive things, I put some lights on top of them.
Oh, okay. You
But
also
because
looks like
she
you have some
moves,
post-process? You have some bloom going on?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. My post-process, let's see. Yeah, so the orange lights.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the gun also, I think. The face. It's really, really, really subtle, but just because there was a bit too much shadow, I put some lights. There you go. And I actually did a GIF.
Ooh. The last one where it gets softer everywhere. That's
Yeah. Okay.
sweet.
Well, that's it for the scene.
Yeah, great. Yeah, and
Yeah.
as a bonus, you say you put this together in Unreal.
Yes. So it doesn't look that great. That's why I didn't post it. But I can
But
show
you did do it at the same time.
Actually, it was before because at first I wanted to put
The
her
original
in
goal was
Unreal.
Unreal, but then Marmoset's easier to make it the look dev, right?
Yeah, well, because I did like all the look dev in Marmoset, I was
The whole time,
kind of I was kind of like, oh,
It was already
I
good.
want to be over with it. I don't want
Yeah.
to do everything back in Unreal. Like the lighting looks good. Let's just
Yeah.
render it. I did import her, and like at first I wanted to do a little scene where we could play her.
Okay, yeah.
And,
See, I knew it, dude. We were joking before. You were sick, dude. You were sick on this one.
It was endless.
But yeah, it was endless.
Somebody had to stop me.
Yeah. Someone's like, listen, you have a problem. Like,
So I did use the retargeter in Unreal.
oh,
to
and
use,
the
their
retargeter
own,
worked from the Auto Rig Pro to the mannequin.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. They
cool.
have like something to export as an Unreal sketch.
Oh, that's right. I used
which
it already.
works.
Auto Rig Pro is great. Yeah, I already used Auto Rig Pro to do the mannequin, the Unreal mannequin, and it worked great. Yeah. So you could use it for like the third person template.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you.
And run around. Ooh, okay.
So I put her on two
You
scenes.
did the motion matching demo, or
Yeah,
no?
I put her on both. Yeah.
Oh,
So let's
there
see.
she is, dude.
So I put some like close physics.
Yeah,
But
And it's
actually, I
working on
didn't import. I didn't import the final rig in the end, so it's kind of broken. I'm not going to show too much, like from
Let's
a
go.
close.
Go mantle up on some shit.
Okay.
It looks awesome. Look at that. Her hair is moving. Got the little
She
thing
can do some
bouncing.
parkour, you know.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. There we go.
This is crazy. This is funny to see. Like, it does look like you're making a game now all of a sudden.
I think she looks better on this map.
Nice. Yeah.
And I also put like some physics on her hair, but it looks crazy.
Yeah. Unreal's like that. Yeah, when you do the physics, it's like,
Yeah.
It's not.
Put
It's not
some
so
jiggle
out of the box.
also.
I see some jiggles. Yeah, you got some,
Yeah, but
everything's
something
jiggling a lot. I mean, you would look pretty crazy if someone walked in on you at this stage where you're just a year and a half in, and you're like, I really need to make this jiggly game I'm working on, and they're like, dude, seriously, just stop.
I was like, it's too much.
You jumped in. You're like, this is where I stop. I've gone too far. No, that's cool. Yeah, no, Unreal physics out of the box are super insane usually. I want to do the same thing with you already did it with the old fashioned way, and I kind of feel like pivoting now to the new metahuman stuff. You know, if you saw, like, it's like if you use their topology, if you wrapped their topology instead of the other one, like you were talking about, you would get all this stuff out of the box. And so it's very compelling on the next projects to do that.
I think I would do that for my next project.
I think that's what you have to do.
Especially for especially for like the face.
The face,
I think if I didn't stop, I would have done like
you would have redone
the live
I've already done
mocap.
Exactly, that's what I did. I was like, I'm moving your mouth and everything.
Yeah, that's so fun. But I saw the skinning and all the bones, and I was like, no, I'm gonna stop there.
No, but like I say, now if you just wrap that topology on you should be done though with this one. Don't go back to this one. But yeah, if you wrap that topology, then it just automatically works. The rig works. Yeah, this is great though. So cool to see where it started. This is the epic story. It started with a sphere in ZBrush. And now you're playing around in Unreal Engine. Look at
we've come a long way.
We've come a long way. Yeah, exactly.
Let me do a little side by side. Wait.
Yeah, a little side by side. Yeah, there she is. Came a long way. You know, we're a little bit older now, a little bit wiser, and we have a cool
Exactly. Character. I grew up with this project.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now you're a grown up. Yeah, it was great to see. It's great to see. Like I say, I thought it was a great project, and even more than I thought. You tried. You know, you did game stuff and did a lot of stuff. And I can see how you learned so much. I think this is the best thing, by the way, just to turn this into a quick PSA. Like, you know, people ask me sometimes, what should I make? How do I learn stuff? And it seems it's one of those things where it's simple to say, but hard to do. And it's much more complicated than it is to say. But when I say, just make projects, like this is the ultimate version of that, I would think, just to guess, 80%, 90% of the things you ended up doing in your project you didn't know how to do, or you never did them before, but it forces you to learn these things. And I think you had the great mindset. You're like, oh, it'd be really cool if this, or she should move. Okay, now I have to learn that. Now I have to learn that. And it becomes the reason why you're doing things. And so in the end, it's just one project, but there's so many experiences you had, and you kind of grew up, leveled up with it. And I think that's the best way to learn, instead of just some, people say like, what should I learn? Like, you can't be, just do a cool project that you are into, and then it'll just kind of tell you what you have to learn, And I think this is a great epic project, perfect for a student or anyone. And I think it came out epic. So yeah, just congrats. And I think it's a good example for everyone.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Maybe too much.
That's perfect. That's what you want. Then it doesn't feel like work, and you're just, ticking away, and it's getting cooler and cooler. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. So thank you for your time and everything. Thank you for sharing the insights. Like I said, I think this is going to be motivational for a lot of people that are into it, and motivational for me. I want to do cool stuff like this. This is exactly what we all enjoy doing. So yeah, thank you.
You have to keep going. Like, even if it's ugly for a long time, like it was ugly for a long time, but in the end, if you keep going, it's gonna look better.
Yeah. And then the trouble is, you do have to stop at some point. Where is that? We don't know. Yeah. Somewhere there's a stop.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think you could have not stopped even. That's the thing, but I think you stopped at a good spot, and further than maybe some other people. And that's another thing too. When you're doing your own personal work and passion projects, I don't think there should be a time limit. Yeah, just go until you feel good about it. It is hard to determine where to stop, but you gotta cut off at some point and then move on to the next one.
I think you can stop when you don't have fun anymore. Like when it's too much, you're tired of seeing your project.
Feels more like a chore. Feels like work. Yeah, it's probably time to wrap it up. Yeah, for sure. I co-sign that. And yeah, thanks again for your time. Thank you for sharing your process with us. And thank you to everyone listening. That's it for this one. I'll catch you next one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.